of this episode, Dad makes it very clear what he thinks of Bobby's ambitious timescale.
I'm not going in a box, so you get to leave on time.
Bobby shows off some of his best dance moves he had been practicing for the wedding. We witness some precious father-son bonding. Bobby is proud as punch to show off his knowledge. Dad, however, thinks he is talking utter nonsense. And finally, the color reveal, a moment of wonder and pure magic, where one paint choice has the power to lift spirits.
Morning campers, welcome to the world's first HX77 8x8 Overland conversion, which sounds like this amazing once-in-a-lifetime dream project. Stood here right now, we have got 3 months to convert this from how it stands right now to a finished, completely finished, fitted out, built, wired, plumbed, heated truck, where we're going to head off to Scandinavia, Siberia, Mongolia, Saudi Arabia, and not try and kill me dad in the process.
I'm not going in a box, so you get to leave on time. I don't mind working hard, but we'll only do a great job and produce something we're proud of, not something that's stuck together with chewing gum and string,
right,
so you can leave on time.
It's like Jekyll and Hyde dealing with me and my dad. I'm like Mr. Optimistic, let's get on with it, come on. And then my dad's like, well, it's just not going to work like that.
No, you're not. I'm practical, that's the difference. I'm practical and honest, and you're just floating about somewhere. It'll be right. No, it won't.
Well, it will be.
Got 12 weeks to give it our best shot. End of.
So where we actually are is with Motorcraft Adventure Developments up in Doncaster, and basically the story goes, when we were working out to build this or not to build this and how to build it, we spoke to these guys up here about doors and windows, and when we came up here, and this is the second time I've been up here, but when I came up here with my dad, they blew us away with their quality of their work. And well, things got us snowballed, and either we're getting lazy or, well, we wanted something that's a proper job. And when you walk around Doncaster, their unit here, it is unbelievable. Now, we can't give you a proper show around because the stuff ongoing is sensitive, you know, and we want to respect what they're doing here, which is some cutting edge sort of build. So we'll just focus on this, which these are our panels for our truck, and they're 8.5 meters. They've just been delivered only a few days ago, and stood here right now with me and my dad have just decided we're glad we didn't try and assemble these together with a forklift in the middle of our unit in Wigan. So I still can't quite get my head around. These guys say they're going to be able to put these together in about 1 or 2 days. It's pretty incredible. We've also chosen a colour, which we'll show you in a couple of minutes, because they've already started painting a few bits and pieces which we've not seen yet. But the next time we see these panels, they'll hopefully be in a box and they'll be sat on all the metalwork, and they might even be on the truck. So very exciting. But so we are, just to give you a sort of time date on it, it's the first week in November, and all being well, if these guys can pull a rabbit out of the hat, the truck is going to be all put together, painted and given back to us by the first week of December. So it's about 4 or 5 weeks they've got left to do. Now, they're all saying they're all confident, it's all in control, but that's just to, I would not be under control if it was me. I stood here trying to build these in a few weeks. So that's it. Right, what's next? Big moment.
Oh shit. Wow. Oh my goodness me.
Oh wow.
That is amazing.
Wow. Well, I'll tell you what, I hope you get a fabricator as good as your painter. I know it's easier to get a finish on fiberglass, but that is...
It can't be the same bumper.
Yeah, that is perfect, that. Wow. Yeah.
Is your review for your set?
Oh man, I can't wait for the full truck to be knocking around like that. It's really, really good. Don't worry, because the day after we've got this finished, we want to be in a quarry. Like, we want to be in a quarry. Like, it looks nice like this, but I don't want it looking like this more than 48 hours. We want it
full of mud and like not, you know, we're off around the world. Yeah.
With your flags on the back and...
Yeah, well, no, I can't. We'll have flags on somewhere.
So 4 weeks to get this done is basically, it's a bit mental actually, yeah. I can't quite get my head around that they're dead confident it's going to be done in 4 weeks. But to compound that, we've also got loads of work to be done after it. So once we get it back, which is going to be first week of December, we're giving ourselves only 8 weeks to get this all done. So we've got like, oh my God. So from stood here today to rolling out towards Scandinavia and Siberia and Mongolia, it's only 3 months away, which, what do you reckon?
When the going gets tough.
Yeah, it's going to get going. So let's just do a quick walk around the truck now to have a look at the subframe that these guys have built so far and to talk through some of like the plan we've got. So once we get it back from these guys, what we've got to pull more rabbits out of more hats. So first off, we're having a torsion-free subframe, which I'll probably need to explain in a little bit more detail at another time. But a torsion-free subframe basically allows the truck's chassis to twist massively and the box that's on top just float and it all twists underneath and there's no torsional movement that goes through it. Sounds like I know what I'm doing. But first thing we've got to do is we're going to lift the truck up by 1 meter. We're trying to do a few like really different stuff on the truck, and one of them is going to be a bit of box section here with some outriggers that's going to slide out, swing down, and then it's going to lift the truck up. So like you see a sort of crane, it's going to try and lift the truck up by 1 meter is the grand plan. One's going there, one's going at the back. Moving slightly further backwards, we're going to have a bespoke fuel tank here, and we're going to have a generator on one side, and then we're going to have a big side skirt that goes all the way down the side of the truck. Is the plan again, but it's very much just plans at the moment. The torsional system basically acts as a rocker, so these are hinges, so this at the front, this at the back, vice versa, and the body can tilt left and right, and then to stop the box literally just falling one way and another, there's going to be a hinge that goes the other way to allow it to stay basically in the right plane, and then as it twists, that'll also allow it to nod very, very slightly further forward and backwards, roughly. If we show you a bit more around the back, just look at the state of this, it's absolutely unbelievable. So once we've got the body on the back, there's going to be a departure angle, which is basically this wedge that comes off on the box at the back. We're going to cut all this chassis off, and then we're going to have this big panel that mounts on the back. We're going to have winches front and rear. Do you know what? I'm kind of stalling a little bit because, it's one thing having it on a list, and it's another thing having it in your head. But actually, to say it out loud, I then hear myself saying what we've got to do, and as I'm listening to myself saying we've got all this to do in 8 weeks once we get it back, it's just a little bit.
There's a realisation of the near impossibility of the task.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I mean, yeah, basically. And the reason we've given ourselves this deadline is we're chasing the seasons because we're trying to head up to Scandinavia by about March. So we want to have it done in February to go and shake out all the issues, head down to the Alps, get a feel for it, and then we're off to Scandinavia. So we need to get it done. And also, I don't want to be sat around. I want to be in the middle of nowhere in this, so.
Big deal.
Yeah. Let's talk you through the sliding decking. So one of the reasons we came to Motorcraft is because we were umming and ahhing with this big slide out decking we wanted to do, which is basically, we came up with this idea, we wanted a 5 meter wide by just under 2 meters, a big slide out decking that would slide out from underneath the body of the truck, and it would be all sun terrace decking, all this kind of stuff. And we were struggling to solve it, and that's when we came to Motorcraft about the doors and windows, and things snowballed because Ian said one thing, Tom said another, and suddenly it was on a computer, get calculated, and ta-da, this is basically the skeleton of it. So you can see that they've had a load of these casters all made. This is the framework, and then it's going to get clad with some sort of non-slip board on the outside, but it's going to be completely cantilevered. So the idea is it'll pull out and float, which is just going to be incredible. Let's show you around the cab and show you where that's up, because we've got a few things we're trying to do in the cab as well. So a few more things we've got to try and do pretty swiftly is we're trying to do a big roof rack, but also acts as a kind of roll cage as well, and a light bar. So we're going to get the truck 3D scanned at the start of December when we get it back. That's actually going to look insane, by the way. I'm calling that early that's going to look
Where's that yellow one you
and then the other thing is we're trying to do some privacy film that will switch. So the idea is It's a film that's transparent when we drive around, but then when we flick a switch, it'll turn opaque, and then you won't be able to see out or in. Is the idea when we're trying to leave it somewhere where we don't want it, like, to get robbed. But again, 4 weeks to get it back, 8 weeks to get it done. That's 3 months from now all finished, and it just doesn't seem believable. Like, that's. So another thing we want to do is we never installed a winch on the last truck, and we got into let's call it a bit of a pickle a couple of times. So we're going to be partnering with Red Winches, who are down in Somerset, who do a load of like military stuff, and we're going to be installing a winch here. But there's not many HXs, like really one or two in the world, that have like a front-mounted independent winch. They come with a proper MOD spec winch, which is in the chassis rails itself and allows you to use it front and rear. But because we don't want all those gubbins sat in and we don't have the space, the idea is we're going to mount like an independent electric winch here and one at the rear. Yeah.
Move all those cables
Back,
higher.
yeah.
It should sit in there.
In fact, take some pictures of that, because then when we can go with Red. So we're going to go and see Red Winches next week down in Somerset to have a bit of a play and see what that's about. So, yeah. Oh, in fact, there's something else here. There's just so much to tell you about. To actually get it all down without talking too much nonsense. But one thing is good, we're going to have 6 Sentinel laser lamp spotlights that are going to sit on the top of the roof. And we're heading down to those guys on Wednesday to take a look around at their factory and help build our spotlights that will go around the world with us. I don't know, my head is exploding, because we're talking about all this external stuff, but we've got all the internal fit out to sort as well. But
Come and look at the rear. Same vein.
the other thing we've got to deal with is the aircon unit doesn't actually work, because this is actually a prototype. Like, it wasn't actually used by the army. It was one of 3 that was made to get signed off to then manufacturing, to go into manufacturing, which is fine, but the aircon doesn't work. It's a dummy. So we've had to go to another truck that's crashed, strip all the bits and pieces out, and then we're praying we'll be able to plug it all in, it'll work. Sounds easier said than done. Anyway, another problem we got talking about winches and outrigging and stuff like that, because the hydraulic legs at self-level are going to sit somewhere about here and sit down.
Yeah.
We need to have a locker door of some description that will allow it to come out, slide down, and then be used as a... But because we've got this 45-degree rake,
But
we're not going to have a lot of space
you
for it to
end
come
up
out
with
there.
nearly nothing.
Basically, no. And like a wedge.
It's more likely going to be less of a locker and just
an
a
access
skirt
hatch.
that falls away.
Totally agree. We're having a skirting, and when I mean skirting, you can imagine like the box of the truck is going to be here,
Yeah.
and we want to like cover here and make it look sexy. So we're thinking of having like basically a metal profile or sheeting that comes down here, runs up with some locker doors in there. Do you see us having some structure behind it, or just the panel?
I see there's room to do something there.
To put some legs down, or what?
No, a panel that is part of this locker.
Oh no, I'm talking about the skirting that
Yeah.
we're saying is just going to be a 3mm mild steel
Face.
How is
The-
how is that physically going to be? Are we just going to bend it and then it's just going to flap in the wind down here, or is it going to be some physical
No,
structure?
I think it runs into that somehow.
So we got, again, it's more things we're going to like think about. Is basically where the box is like here. So the box I'm referring to is like the habitation box. We can hang light things off it, but we can't hang like fuel tanks off it. The fuel tank has to be mounted to the chassis, and then the generator chassis and this chassis, but everything else hung. Which sounds great until you think about the chassis is going to be moving in like this, and then the box is going to be moving like this. So there's going to be loads of movement here that we all need to account for, like that, basically, off the back of a fag packet.
No, that's what's coming there.
So that what Dad's pointing out to there is that's going to be the middle hinge of the torsion-free subframe.
It's like that, isn't it?
And it's going to be a big, massive bit of kit like that, and we need to then put the generator in here somehow, run the skirt along somehow, and
Yeah.
give us access somehow, and make it watertight somehow, and allow for movement. Yeah. So I don't know if the generator is like a box that's sealed and like bolted up, because we're never going to need it. It kicks up
That's
automatically.
how I see it. But it still needs a vent to air and an exhaust.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, but that can be up here, out of its weight, like out of the weight.
To swim in.
Yeah, out of swimming depth, yeah. because we know out of experience, not just saying, we know we can wade up to like here. We've had the other truck, I mean, here, but for the sake of this,
it weighs to 1200.
yeah.
So that's that bit. So
Well-
your generator is in a box underwater.
And the other thing is, I know it says we can wade to 1200, but when we need to get through that river or whatever, it will wade to here. If you're careful and you do it quickly. What's next? So this is the battery box, and there's a load of space in there, there's a couple of air tanks, and what we're trying to do is bring this further back so we can run the skirting, because that's 2.5 meters wide to the other point on the other side. We want to run the skirting down to that point there, so. Again, like we've only got ourselves 8 weeks. So what I feel is going to happen, and I'm looking at my dad here, but I'm not sure he's agreeing.
I'm not going in a box, so you get to leave on time.
I feel like I'm going to be doing a lot of the fit out. I'm like helping my dad, and my dad's going to be leading like the outside stuff. I mean, we've not negotiated or agreed that yet, but that's what is in my head. You agree?
Game, set and match, I'll be doing all the nasty chassis stuff.
Well, simple.
Nasty chassis.
Well, it's only a bit of metal, isn't it?
Yeah, that's all
Screwed
it is.
into another
But
bit
it
of
takes
metal.
you hours and hours and hours and hours.
Yeah, whereas I'm talking
We're
electrics,
timber,
plumbing, insulation.
Cut, filed, radius.
Yeah, but if you mess up, you can weld something back on. Right, so let me just talk you through this, okay? This is good on this one. So, because the box, basically the bottom of the box, the habitation box is all sealed, how you actually hang anything underneath or get a fixing is you do something that's called tapping and dyeing. And in this instance, tapping, let me explain.
You're going to need
Tapping
to
is
edit
explain.
because the electric clue he's talking about.
Tapping is where you drill, let's say we have this bit of box section here. You take a normal drill bit and you drill a cylindrical hole. Then you tap it, which basically means you put like a thread. So you screw, if you can imagine like a normal wood screw, you screw that up through, which puts a thread on the inside, so you can then take a normal bolt and thread it in. That's called tapping. Dyeing is where you've got a metal rod without any thread on, and then you do a similar sort of process. You put another bit of kit on, and you then put a thread on that. So you can technically tap and dye something together. That's how technically works. So I know he doesn't know what I'm thinking of, but I was on YouTube till midnight watching it all last night, so it was good timing actually. So just to confirm, the tapping process, my dad or Murray, because I'll be busy inside, is going to have to run. He's going to have to drill essentially, because this is what's in the body. He's going to have to drill loads of holes all the way down here,
About
and all
40.
the back, about that.
About 40.
Then get some studs, stud them up to create like sort of what look like stalactites, all of them, and then we can then like affix to it. So
That will be how all the lockers and all the skirts and everything are attached. And we hope to get it nearly seamless. Because we made quite a good job of the old truck, didn't we?
because he did it, we did quite a good job with the old truck, claiming his own.
Well, we did.
Well, yeah, no, I'm glad you
I
said
did
we,
all
not
the work.
I.
You helped me lift them up.
Anyhow, we have got 12 weeks to convert this into a fully fledged, ready to rock and roll, globe trotting truck. I think it's mission impossible, or it's going to be a bit of a push. So follow along if you want to find out whether we can do it or not. This is going to be one hell of a ride if we do it. We've got 4 weeks now to get our stuff, basically our together, haven't we?
Yeah.
Because we need to get everything organised from all the kitchen, the heating, the electrics, the plumbing,
Yeah.
all the metalwork outside.
Yeah.
We need to get the truck 3D scanned.
Yeah.
We need to get basically everything organised. So as soon as that truck rolls into our yard on the 1st December,
Bish bosh.
it is like absolutely hammer down. So
Yeah.
you're saying yeah, you say yeah, but you look like a no.
But you don't know until it comes by, do you?
No.
You just try your best.
And the thing is, like, you know, we're trying to do something in 8 weeks that these professional builders take like 6 months to do. So we're trying to do the impossible anyway, and we're not like a professional firm. We're just like, you know,
Workaholics.
yeah. So let's see.
Right.
So that's it. Stay tuned until next time, because we're going down to laser lamps on Wednesday, and we're going down to red winches.
Winch.
So, boom. Just raining in here. It's all right. I mean, yeah, you know.
I didn't say anything.
Bobby's mucked up booking the hotel.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel.
Yeah.
How can this all be just lamps? Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah, touch it. Testing you there, lads, testing you. Wow, that is really cool. No way.
Amazing.
That is cool. Right, well that's a wrap on another episode, and if you've enjoyed what you watched, don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell. And if you want to look at more videos, click over here.
Tell me